So we're back. So let me tell you a little bit more about this place that you're at. It's kind of a, I mean, it's definitely a tribal setting. It's a lot of tents, but everyone seems very close. They don't have to talk a lot. They kind of have their own language, and most of the time they're kind of like they'll only use the common tongue when they're around you. They don't want to seem um, I don't know, standoffish by only speaking in their other tongue that you guys can't understand. But the camp, as you wander around, there's a good probably 20, 25 of these smaller personal tents. There's the large master tent. There's a common area, like a large feeding tent with a lot of tables and all of that. And then there's four of these strange trying to like they're large dome shape tents that are heavily guarded by probably 15 of these creatures either walking around standing at the doors. And then there's a few other just random places. There's like a healer's tent, and they even have like a specific outpost that appears to be their trading location, where traders would come in to receive probably whatever this silk product is. So while you guys are here, you have a few hours before it's bedtime. Do you want to spend your time doing anything while you're in this area?
Would this cost a hold or anything to do so?
You're here. Do what you want to do, and just tell me what you're looking for, and we'll RP from there.
Do they have a medic?
Yeah, there's a healer's tent.
Can I visit the medic?
Yeah, so you get there, and it's this older woman. She has really long gray hair that kind of floats in the wind. Again, she's wearing this hood that comes down, but her hood is almost all purple. She kind of looks, "What ails you, you man of silver?"
I'm gravely injured.
Hmm.
Can you heal me?
Can, but not for free.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have to walk out of the tent.
I walk in at the same time as Logar is leaving. Hey, what's wrong?
I'm broke.
Literally.
Yeah.
Um, well, here, come on. And I walk back over to the healer with him.
You're back. What is it I can do for you?
I have
Um,
no idea.
don't worry, I'll cover you, man.
Hmm. 25 of the shinies, and I will take care of him. He'll be strong in his own again.
That sounds fine to me.
Take it off. He points at Logar.
I'll start removing the armor. There's just like scars and whatnot everywhere.
Yeah, while you're doing that, she kind of like is pulling this thing out, and she like pops these legs onto it, and it like thumps on the ground. She lays some blankets over it, and it's almost like a stretcher. Come, lay down.
All right.
She goes over to a corner, and she has like a mixing bowl, and she's crushing stuff up and pouring water into it, and she's kind of humming to herself. You could tell that again, she's kind of familiar with fixing up people that are not them. That obviously this is a trading town at some point. They even have motorcycles outside. She, she comes over. Oh dear. She looks at your back, and there's a huge gaping hole, like just blood caked all over your back. She takes some time, kind of wiping away all the excess blood, and then she takes a big goop of this paste and just slams it onto your back. kind of rubbing it over and over and over. And you, at first, you feel kind of a burning sensation because it's going inside of you, but it eventually numbs it, so you don't feel it anymore.
Will there
And
be a scar?
oh yeah, there'll be a scar. I mean, she's not doing
Good.
plastic surgery on you.
Good.
Well, once that has hardened up, and Terrace, are you in there while this is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it. At first, it's kind of green, but as it starts to dry out, it turns this black shape, and it kind of just turns into this large scab. And she puts a layer of this red paste that, while you were watching her move around, you actually saw it's crushed red leaves and petals from flowers. She puts that over the top of it, and then she has you sit up, and she wraps this bandage that goes basically around your shoulder. And after a few hours of sitting there, like the numb wears away, and you can feel a little bit of pain, but you have been healed for 15 hit points.
Oh boy!
Wow.
18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, okay.
So
You
that
cheated.
that pretty
Look.
much takes up your night there, Logar. Sirach, is there anything you want to do while you're in town, in this camp?
Is there anything that the I basically kind of want to talk to the leader and kind of ask him if there's anything else I can help him with?
He basically tells you what they are. They are the Kohari Silk Weavers, and they are a tribe that are the protectors, saviors, and keepers of the spiders of Gushmora. These are large spiders that create this special silk that is waterproof, able to keep heat in, can be even offers a little bit of like an armor quality to it. But the silk is something that a lot of people want. And they are very protective as to who actually gets it. And they are also very defensive, which is why anyone that comes into their territory, if they are not friend, they are foe. And their assassins are very deadly. First of all, you hardly ever see them before they're there to slice your throat. He's very happy to hear that the god is still alive, as they've had connections with the Ghost before. They definitely aren't on the same page as far as their beliefs. They're not as close to nature, but they are very close to these spiders. So if anything in the nature has any intention on harming the spiders, then obviously they're against that. But he also tells you this troubling story about this creature that lives north of them that they just cannot get rid of. And it's dangerous because during the spring and summer, the spiders actually move around. They can't just sit still. They actually begin kind of roaming the plains. And a lot of them do roam up towards this lake area, and they've actually lost a few spiders. Spiders can't breed, so they're kind of limited as to the amount they have. The spiders are really their only way to survive. Without them, they don't have money. Without money, they can't really buy the basic necessities they get from traders. They can get food, but they still need other things, medicine and all of that. So right now, he said the only thing that they need help with is having this creature slain, but he warns you to not take it. That many of his best fighters have gone to fight this creature and have not returned, so he knows it's very dangerous. But it not only causes death, but it was also a reason that the land is so broken up there, and just unrest in this entire area.
Have any of the fighters made it back and have any kind of intel on the creature?
Unfortunately not. And any that he's sent out, they don't return, so he assumes them to be dead.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably share some drinks and hang out, and he tells you a little bit about their story and what they are. Terrace, after you've paid off the healer, is there anything else you want to do in town?
I was actually wondering if I could get some sort of antitoxin to remove this poison.
Yeah, yeah. While you're there, you ask her kind of that. She says, "Yeah, another 15 points, and I'll make you a brew. 15 shinies, and I'll make you a brew."
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, she makes you a tea. Unfortunately, the tea makes you kind of sick for a little while. You're throwing up and squatting for a good 10-15 minutes. But after that's all done, she provides you with a very sweet like fruit drink to replenish your fluids, and you feel quite healthy. The poison has been removed from your body.
These people are amazing.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Still trying to avoid puking.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily fun, but that's the only way they knew how to get rid of it, is make your body expel it through the only ways you can expel things from your body. So you done expelled it out of both ends. But she gave you, enough drinks to make sure you aren't dehydrated or anything like that. So the rest of the day kind of goes by. You guys are hanging around camp. You do notice that there is a very militaristic kind of routine that goes on with those other tents that Sirach, you were told that's where the spiders are stored or kind of kept during the winter, and they're not actually making silk. It's a whole military routine over there. They provide you with what's that?
It reminds me of home.
They provide you with food. Again, it's nothing more than just some meats and fruits that they probably had stored up. Even though these creatures do appear to have the ability to kind of blink between spaces and form into mist and all that, they still kind of consume normal humanoid food. So you guys sleep the rest of the night. You wake up fairly early in the morning. You can see that they're all pretty much already up, doing their normal routine. And the leader kind of just says, "Thank you again for doing this. We wish you good luck. But again, take caution. We do not want you to risk anything beyond that. It's just simple silks. But you would be doing us a great favor. You would be saving many of us. You would be saving the spiders, so you would be saving us."
I can't deny anyone in need. I hate to see people suffer.
Those spiders of your life, we're not going to take that away from you. We're not going to let anything take that away from you.
He's very humbled by this. He kind of bows down and kind of wishes you away. So you guys start heading back to the what you now know are these flowers, these deception flowers. And once you start getting within a few hundred yards or so, you start coming across these skeletons, just crushed, just skeletal bone fragments, pretty much bone shards. What do you guys want to do?
Probably start taking caution and getting ready for a fight.
Hey, what if we tried dragging it towards the pits? Try to get it to fall.
Sounds like a great idea if we don't fall in the pits ourselves.
True.
And the pits are a decent way away. Thomas says the same thing.
Thomas agrees with what you're saying. It's only going to get louder. Well, you guys basically about 50 yards ahead of you, you see this field of now again flowers. It still looks like a lake. Like You can't tell it's flowers. That's what you've been told. And kind of a good 200, 300 yards to your forward left, you can still see a few of these cracks from where you'd been before. Cracks and holes.
That's a heck of a sprint.
True.
Oh well.
What do you guys want to do?
Do I have any kind of connection towards the flowers, or do they seem foreign?
No, your god likes the forest and is connected to the forest. These plains flowers doesn't seem to have a very close relationship with them.
Do they look flammable?
Who could tell? You can't tell that they're flowers yet. You just see this big area of blue that still looks like a lake. You've just been told that they're flowers.
Fire an arrow into it.
I, you really want me to?
Either fire an arrow or I'll wade in. Does not matter to me.
I believe it would be better to throw something less useful than, proceeding forward ourselves.
If I were mean, that would be when I picked up Phazon and threw him, but I'm not gonna do that. Sure, let's throw a rock in there again. I can make it this time. Right there on the edge.
Yeah. You throw a rock, and it's weird because it hits and almost does a rippling through it. And you just hear grinding. Very, very faint, but you definitely hear some kind of grinding, crunching. What do you want to do?
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna start walking in very slowly into these flowers.
Yeah, as you approach, this sound is getting much louder. It's like the sound of stone upon stone just crunching and cracking. And as you're getting within 20 yards, it's almost growing into a roar now, and you feel the earth begin to tremor a little bit. You get about 10 yards away from it, and the earth begins to shake even more, to the point that you can see some explosions of, again, the dirt and rock from the holes to your top left begin to pop off. What do you want to do?
I don't think your idea is going to work as far as drawing him up there. I think he was there.
Have at thee, creature! Start swinging my sword around a little bit. Kind of hitting the flowers or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, as you slice through the first couple flowers, they come back, and they're these large petaled, like single petaled blue flowers that reflect the sun's light. But as you do that, the earth explodes and you get knocked back on your ass as this massive purple worm emerges from the earth, standing about 20 feet tall in the sky.
Oh god. Don't walk in rhythm. What is this creature?
Terrace, a massive purple worm has just broke into the surface and is about to lean over and consume your friend in armor. What would you like to do?
Well, I whip out my bow and I volley some arrows.
Go for it. Yeah, roll that damage. Yeah, you fire and the arrow pins and it like rotates. It does its little worm thing and ripples up its body and just snaps the arrow off. But you can tell the head is still in there. Sirach, you see this massive worm that is now kind of going back into the ground, but first gonna want to consume this lovely morsel of metal in front of him. What do you want to do? Better hurry, because he's gonna eat him soon.
Well, I'm assuming that any kind of spirit tongue is not going to be an option.
I mean, this thing could probably rival the god you're linked to from just the size of it alone. So you can try, but
I mean, yeah, I something that's over twice as big as me. And that's just the part that's out of the ground.
it's over twice as big as you as a Goliath.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm
NPC, right?
I'm gonna see if I can't communicate it with it at all.
All right. So you're gonna try to parlay. What are your terms? What are you trying to?
Well, between spirit tongue and wild empathy, just being able to kind of communicate with it, but
I mean,
kind
yeah,
of
I think you're.
first off get its
You can
attention.
talk to it. It's probably not gonna listen to you. It's food. You can probably say things to it, but it doesn't care. Like, you're like, whatever. I'm gonna eat you anyways. I eat everything. This is my land. And that battery down there looks quite good.
battery. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to go brute force on this. I'm gonna, go to about half its size. Goliath,
Okay.
and then just kind of, basically do the smash, but as in like I just take a run and then jump and kind of, as it's gonna come down on him, just kind of smash right into the side of its head and kind of knock it off course.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely knock it away, and it hits up against the ground. Roll your damage.
Hang on, I need to make sure I don't have any modifiers to it.
Yep. Saved again by the giant creature.
Yeah, as you slam its head against the ground, you kind of hear a crack, and this outer layer of like sharp stone on its skin kind of cracks open, and you can see some more pinky flesh inside. But as you do that, it slinks back into the ground, and a crack begins to deform under you, Logar. It's forming right between your legs, and it's growing. It's about 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches.
The creature is still somewhat above ground.
No, it's gone back underground.
Hmm.
And this crack is forming beneath you. 12 inches,
Well, I guess I'm
16.
gonna roll away. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and roll away, anyways. Was it dexterity?
Mm-hmm.
Oh lord. Ah, jeez. Look, my second XP.
The earth opens up and you fall and you land bang onto the back of this creature as it's going through underneath. You've fallen about 10 feet into the earth and you get caught on to its back, and as it's going through, you eventually hit the side of the wall and you take 1d8 damage.
Of course, here comes the 8 damage.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And as you fall off the back, you kind of tumble off the end of this thing. You're on it for a while. You're just kind of doing flips and bumps and getting tossed all around. No, your armor negates part of that.
Yep. Can
You're
I?
bumping and tumbling and all that for a while, and then eventually you fall down and you're down on the bottom. You just hear this horrible sound of grinding earth movement all around you. You look up, there's about 15 feet between where you're standing now and the surface. Terrace, the knight has just disappeared beneath the surface, as well as the creature, but the earth is moving under your feet.
I run towards where the knight was once standing and try to pull out a rope to throw down.
Do you have adventuring gear?
Yes, I do.
Sure thing. You can definitely do that. It's going to take you guys a couple minutes to get out, though. That is if you take your time. If you want to get out quickly.
Nonsense.
too.
I'm right where I want to be.
You sure? I mean, we can't really help you down there.
I'm positive.
All right.
Can I yell at the creature to stand and fight? With my I am the law.
Let's see. Take a look.
When you give an NPC an order based on your divine authority, roll plus charisma.
Yep, you sure can.
Yeah, and I get a +1 forward.
All right. The wall in front of you begins to shake and tremor, and then dust begins to fall off, and then stones and larger stones, and then a huge explosion comes and covers your face, and you see a massive mouth with a whole bunch of sharp teeth charging your direction, Logar.
Yes. Just where I want to be. I raise my sword and my shield in front of me, and I try to aim for the little weak spot.
Well, weak spots on the outside. Literally, the only thing you see right now is a huge mouth with lots of teeth coming straight at you.
Alright, well, I'll try to stab up and through the top of the mouth.
Roll your hack and slash, please.
Oh boy.
Dear.
Another XP, cool. Doesn't matter, I'm not gonna get to use it. It's cool! Yeah!
Yeah. This thing comes and it bites down, and you start going through this mouth full of sharp teeth, and it's crunching and crunching and crunching, and you take a d10 plus 5 damage as you are consumed by this creature.
Oh,
D10 plus 5. 14.
You are now
oh, jeez.
inside the gullet of a worm. Sirach, the earth begins to crumble beneath your feet as you hear this grinding coming towards your direction. What do you want to do?
I'm still alive.
Well, since I've kind of felt it come up once, I'm gonna wait for it to get not close, but close enough to where it won't be able to change course fast enough, and I'm gonna just kind of roll back out of the way and wait for it to pop up.
Okay, I mean it's coming face first and it's coming like a bullet. So roll your defy danger. Danger being you don't get out of the way fast enough, and this thing has a big mouth. So you are going to be consumed as well as it breaks free from the earth, consuming the giant. Logar, you briefly see a glimpse of light before this huge figure comes tumbling down on top of you, and Sirach, you take 1d10 plus 5 damage as you are now consumed by this creature.
Yeah, boy!
Terrace, you turn around to see this giant get consumed by this massive worm. You look back and you try to look down the hole, and the knight is no longer there. What do you do?
I charge at the worm with my blade. Try to hit its armor or something. I mean, my friend
Roll
just
your
got swallowed
hack
up.
and
I'm
slash,
not-
please.
I'm not gonna let this crap get away.
Hack and slash, yeah.
That's your strength.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Roll your
Roll
damage.
better than I did.
Yeah, you're able, like, you take a chunk out of it, and when you come down, you kind of see a little bit of a crack where there's a good 3 or 4 inches of this thick kind of stone skin, with some pinky bits under it, but it doesn't seem to do much damage. Logar, you start to notice your armor is sizzling as you're rolling back into this creature's gullet, and the fluids are clearly not going to do well on your armor. The ride is very bumpy, so it's very difficult for you to do anything but lay there and just be rolled back longer and longer into this body. What do you want to do?
Gonna try and stab somewhere with my sword. Just start either flailing the sword or try to stab it into the inside of the creature.
Okay, yeah, I'll say that's hack and slash as you're being bumped around. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh,
Yeah, you're able to kind of dice it a little bit, like you're cutting, but as you do, like some more of this goop like falls out of it and hits your armor, and your armor is just sizzling. It's being burnt away. Sirach, you're almost kind of stuck with your knee up to your face, and you're in this really awkward position, and every time the worm hits, like you can just feel the pound of the stone and earth against your head as it rotates around the earth. What do you want to do?
So there's a bunch of stone falling around me.
No, you're inside this creature. And
Yeah,
you
that's what I'm saying. Like the stone is coming through the creature.
No, you feel like every time it hits the side, like you can feel it through the wall of the worm. You feel rocked, like you're inside of
having
a.
forward me. I forget.
Well, I meant like as it's like moving forward.
There's no
through,
stone-
Is it consuming any?
No.
No.
Can I grab onto like get a nice big fistful of the sides, like to my left and right, and then try and revert back and kind of like collapse the worm in on itself?
I mean, you can definitely try to defy danger to get situated. Right now, like you're just being bounced around like a paper.
Oh yeah, it's
Like-
gonna take some precision.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a little something to get a good grip. Plus, it's slimy. You know, it's the inside of a worm, so there's not really a good place to grip.
So dex to orient myself, and then strength to see if I can.
Yeah, let's
grab
go
and
ahead and
hold
just
on.
defy danger dexterity to see if you can get a grip to begin with. All right.
Otherwise,
Yeah, you'll be able to stand up, but you're gonna have to hold on with one hand. And you're just moving around so much, like you don't know if you'll be able to get an actual grip on both. Like you got a good grip on one, but getting another grip might cause the first one to slip out. But you're kind of sturdy, riding the inside of the creature. What do you want to do? You're halfway sturdy.
yes, it burns.
Well, since I've only got one good grip, I'm going to pull out the unfinished staff and try and ram it through the side of the worm.
Okay. Roll your hack and slash, please.
Just damage.
Your hack and slash strength. Roll strength.
Oh, strength.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. Yeah, somehow you're able to find the exact place that you had kind of cracked open before. Terrace, you see the staff get thrust through the side as this purple and blue, like, blood gets sprayed all over the grass. What do you want to do? It begins to
Where
dive
is...
down back into the ground, so you start seeing less and less of its body kind of disappear beneath the surface.
Um, I think I want to discern reality, try to figure out what to do in this situation because I don't know how to really get at this worm. It seems like both of them, or at least one of them, is still alive in there, but I don't know what I can do in this situation that would be the best.
Um, let's see. Do we want to do that? Or... Yeah, go ahead and do your discern realities wisdom. Yeah, you've never seen this creature before. In fact, what happens is as the creature's going down, the staff cracks against the side of the ground as it's diving in and breaks off and comes and flies and hits you in the face. And you take 1d8 damage as this Sirach's staff breaks free from the worm and slaps you in the face.
Ouch.
I will be reverting to halfling, as that was my second hold.
Okay. Lugar,
So I'm basically just like holding on to the staff.
well, your staff broke free. It's not in there anymore. It broke
flew out,
free.
okay.
Yeah, it went down inside a tunnel, and so it was kind of scraped off and thrown at Terrace, unfortunately, as he was trying to study the worm closely. Logar, your armor is starting to turn kind of orangish brown as you're being kind of thrown down this body.
Am I close enough to stab my sword through that hole that he made?
You could try to defy danger to get there. I mean, this worm's bouncing up and down. This is the worst bounce house that you've ever been in your life. It's going crazy.
Yank myself up there with strength.
Sure. Yeah, you get up to the area, like there's this blue blood kind of dripping down from the side.
I just kind of thrust my sword in there and try to yank backwards and just cut.
Hack and slash, please. And your damage.
Wow. Wow.
A massive hole gets cut in the side of this worm, and both you and Sirach are thrown out into this underground cave. The tail end of this worm breaks free and skids to a stop, spewing this massive amount of purple and blue blood, guts, and nastiness. And you hear this loud screeching as the worm goes, and you see the front end just crumple as it hits a wall and just stops moving.
Bleed and die, you vile beast.
Terrace, the earth begins to stop shaking, and you hear this loud screech and then massive bang, and then it's silence.
I start to run over towards where the worm last jumped into the ground and start yelling down there, "Hey, anybody still there? Anybody okay?"
Yeah, so Rock, you hear this sound and you kind of are looking around. The dust is too thick, and about 50 yards away you see a faint glimmer of light shining down. But you guys are standing in this massive tunnel system from clearly the worm is just, it's been roaming and eating. So it's made this huge, just whole mess. This area.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to shout up to Terrace that I'm fine, and I'm going to go into my serpent form and start heading towards the light.
Absolutely. As you start going through, you notice that towards the back end where things have kind of been thrown out of the worm. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You get down into snake form, but you forgot to look where you were going, and you coat yourself in this goo, and you take 1d8 acidic damage as you roll through, and probably quickly get back into halfling form to dry yourself off. Yeah, it's not too bad. Logar, you see that there appears to be this pile of muck, like a thick gob sack of something that was kind of thrown out of the back end of this worm. Now that the dust has begun to kind of settle, you can see the head and the front end of it has crashed again into a wall about 15-20 yards away. And then you can also see the faint glimmer of light shining down from a hole that's a little bit off in another direction to your right.
I'm gonna take out a torch because I have adventuring gear,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to inspect the worm and everything, make sure it's dead.
Oh yeah, the worm's definitely dead, but as you shine your light, this big gob sack actually kind of flickers some light back to you.
I'll cut it open.
Yeah, as you do, a whole mess of stuff piles out. There's a lot of bones, but you also see some other stuff and things. A set of armor falls on the floor, and a treasure chest pops down. And I'm pulling up my thing and stuff here. Figure out what that is.
And then you open the treasure chest, and cock rings.
You and those rings, man.
No, there's
No.
actually a
Edward
Yeah,
only
there's
had
actually a
that
table
large.
that I rolled on that for.
yeah. Yeah, there's a full set. It has a lot of kind of rust on it, but there's a full set of plate armor in there. You can see the helm. There's actually still bones in it. Like someone wearing plate armor was consumed by this creature at some point. And then yeah, there's a fairly large chest.
How much? The plate armor weighs the same as mine, right? It would.
Plate armor is 4 weight. It's actually 1 more than you.
Is it better than mine?
It is. It's 3 armor and 4 weight.
I'm gonna grab the plate armor, and I'll bring it with me.
Yeah, it still has like kind of the skeletal remains in it, so you're gonna take some time to
Yeah, I'll take some time to take the,
like. I
and then I'll grab the chest as well.
This seems to kind of go along with your religion. I mean, this is clearly someone that died a very unhonorable death. Do you do anything with remains, particularly for your god?
Yeah, I'd take a little hole with my shield and bury them and say a prayer. Like this man died defending, I would assume defending his village,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore deserves an honorable death. For the death of defending another is very honorable. May he be judged fairly.
For sure. Awesome. So you pick up the armor. I don't know, toss it in a backpack or something like that. The chest weighs like another 4 or 5 pounds. It's fairly chunky.
Rock's still around, right?
Yeah, Sirach, you're down there. You're actually kind of closer to the head of things, and the smell is starting to get to you, Sirach. But it's I mean, you live in the plain, so it's not
Gonna-
super.
I'm gonna holler at him from the back of the snake. Hey, I found some stuff. Give me a hand, would you?
I guess. I just start skipping over there.
Perfect. So yeah, you come over and you see the tail end of this worm. Logar's currently carrying around this set of kind of rusted plate armor, and you see that there has been a fairly large chest that's dropped out as well. There might be more, but it's just covered in, acid and goop. So,
Yeah, nothing else is really worth it. Let's say we get this chest back to the surface.
Yeah, we'll just have to.
You grab one half, and I'll grab the other.
Yep. Was there was a light on a side tunnel? You'd said.
yeah, you now that the dust is cleared, you can clearly see the hole that Terrace is now standing over. Like you can probably see him waving his hand down below and all that. It's not too far away.
We'll head that way.